So the first question is to find the distances using the ratio 1 cm to 250 km. So the first question is, from Singapore to Chicago, the actual distance is 898.23 kilometers. Find the distance on the map. So we do this by finding the actual distance divided by the 250 km. So we divide this by 250, and this give us around 3.59 when you round it to the nearest, round it to 2 decimal places. And then we have to multiply this by the cm, which is 1. So when we multiply it by 1, the answer is the same, and therefore the distance on the map is 3.59 centimeters. So next question, from Singapore to Thailand, the distance on the map is 8.39 centimeters. Find the actual distance. So just now we divided by 250, and now because we're using the centimeters, we have to multiply by 250. So after we multiply this by 250, that will give us about 2,097.50 kilometers when you round it to the nearest 2 decimal places. Next question, from Singapore to Japan, the actual distance is 5,226.55 kilometers. Find the distance on the map. So just like the first question, we divide this by 250, and that will give us about 20.91 multiplied by 1, because there's 1 cm, and the answer will be 20.91. So next question, distance from Singapore to Dubai on the map is 23.33 centimeters. And like the second question, we multiply this by 250, and that will give us around 5,832.50 kilometers. Next question. A model of a bus has a scale of 1 to 50. The volume of the actual bus is 20 meters cubed. Find the volume of the model. Give your answers in cubic centimeters. So we do this by writing the ratio down. So model to actual. And says there is 50 meters and 1 meter. So because we're finding the centimeters, cubic centimeters, we change this 1 meter into centimeters. So it'll be 100 cm for every 50 m, the actual distance, actual volume. So when we cube it, which is basically 50 multiplied by 50 multiplied by 50, 100 multiplied by 100 multiplied by 100, we will get 100,000 cubic centimeters. Same for 50, when we multiply, it will become 125,000 cubic meters. And because the number here says it's 20 cubic meters, so 20 cubic meters. To get this 20 cubic meters, we have to divide this by 6,250, And because we do it to one side, we have to do the same to the other side. And our answer will turn out to be 160 centimeters, cubic centimeters. So the final answer is 160 cubic centimeters. Next question. We have to describe the translation from coordinate A to coordinate C. So coordinate A is at -3, 6, which is about here. And coordinate C is at -2, 9, which is about here. So on the transition from the graph, you can see that from point A, it moves right by 1. And it moves up by 3. So the answer is translation with a vector of 1, 1, and 3. Next question, translation from coordinate C to coordinate B. Coordinate C is at -9, -2, 9, so here. And coordinate B is at 5, -3, so 5, -3. So from here you can see that it moves right, and moves right by 7 because coordinate C is -2 and coordinate B is 5. And for -2 to get to 5, you have to plus 7, sorry. And then we see that it goes down. So down equals to 12. Because for 9 to get to -3, you have to -12. So the translation is is 7, -12, because down is negative. So next question. Find the volume of the model in cm cube. So first, to find the volume, we can split this into 2 shapes. So the square on top and the rectangle on the bottom. So first we find the volume of the square on top. And to find the volume of the square or cuboid, it's length multiplied by base multiplied by height. So the length here, the base here is 3 cm. And you multiply it by the height, which is also 3 cm. And then you multiply it by the width, like the breadth, which is 4 cm. And the answer is 36. And now to find the volume of the cuboid, it's 3 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 10. which equals to 150. So when we add 150 and 36 together, our final answer is 186 centimeters cubed. Next question. The surface area of the model in centimeters squared. So to find the surface area is to find the area of all the faces and add them all together. So first of all, this space right here, we're gonna label it A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and I. So first, starting with A, A is 5 cm multiplied by 10 cm, which gives us 50 cm squared. Next question. Next letter, B. And B equals to 3 cm multiplied by 4 cm, which is 12 cm. Next is C, which is 3 cm multiplied by 4 cm again, so C equals to 12. And D is 3 cm multiplied by 3 cm, so D equals to 9. E is 3 cm multiplied by 6 cm, so E equals to 18. F is 3 cm multiplied by 5 cm, so 15. G is 3 cm multiplied by 10 cm, which is 30. H is the same as A plus B, so 62. And I equals to 3 cm multiplied by 8 cm, so 24. And when we add all these numbers together, we get 232 cm squared. Question 5. Sketch a hexagon with 2 lines of symmetry and an order of rotation symmetry 2. So for it to have a line of symmetry, we can start by drawing how the line will look like. So it will look something like this. And these are basically the 2 lines of symmetry. So between these lines, we just need to draw the hexagon. And it has 6 sides, so just reflecting that on each side. It should look something like that. And from the image, we can tell that when we rotate it, by 360 degrees, we get this shape twice, once like this, and once when we rotate it 180 degrees. Next question, find the angle for A and C based on the following values. So A is over here. And we can see that A is part of the quadrilateral, which has 360 degrees. So that means 360 minus 108 minus 99 minus 94 equals to 59. So that means A is 59 degrees. Next question, find angle C. And to do that, we can see that this is another triangle. That means 180 degrees. And using this, we can see that it's a straight line. So that means this angle is 72 degrees. And this angle is 61 degrees. So to find C, we take 180 and then minus the 61 degree and the 72 degrees, which will give us 27 degrees, which is the answer. Next question is to draw the 3D shape with the plan views. And the 3D shape is going to look something like this. And in this shape, we can see that it fits all of the elevations. The left elevation does look like the picture here, and the front elevation is like the plan view and the view, and the right elevation as well as the plan elevation. So next question. 204 men and 230 women signed up to participate for a corporate marathon event. 5 days before the event, 4 men and 6 women withdrew from the event. The remaining people had to be equally divided into as many groups as possible. Each group had the same number of men and women. By using the prime factorization, find the greatest number of groups that can be formed. So the greatest number of groups basically means the highest common factor. So using prime factorization, you can see that the men, which is 204, 200 now because they minus 4. And the prime factorization of that will be 2 cubed multiplied by 5 to the power of 2. And woman is 224 because 4 women withdrew, and that is 2 to the power of 5 multiplied by 7. So to find these numbers, you could use the tree method, and to find the highest common factor of these numbers, we have to find the numbers that repeat. And in these both, we can see that 2 cubed repeats. So 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2. And that gives us 8. So that means 8 groups can be made. Next question, the number of men and women in each group. So we already know there's 8 groups. So we take the amount of men, which is 200, and we divide it by 8. So our answer is 25. And we take the number of women, which is 224, and we divide it by 8 as well. And our answer is 28. So there are 25 men in a group and 28 women in a group. So the next question is, the area of a square field is 500 meters squared. The perimeter of the field, find the perimeter of the field, leaving your answer to correct to 2 decimal places in meters. So we have to find the perimeter of the square field. And we already know that the area is 500 meters squared. So because it's a square field, all the sides are the same. And so to find one side of the field, we have to find the square root of 500. And that gives us 22.36. And because we find the perimeter, we have to multiply this by 4 because it's a square which is a quadrilateral, which means it has 4 sides. So our answer will be 89.44 when you correct it to 2 decimal places. So it will be 289.44 meters. Next question. A block of ice weighing 1,800 grams was left out in the sun. After 25 minutes, 55% of the ice of the block melted. How much ice melted after 25 minutes? So we already know that 55% melted. So 55 over 100, which is the original. And the original weight of the ice was 1,800. We're finding the 55%. And it's x equals to 55 multiplied by 18. Which gives us x equals to 990 grams. So the answer is 990 grams. So how much ice remained after 25 minutes? So originally there was 1,800 grams of ice, and then 990 grams melted. So now that leaves us with 810 grams of ice. Next question. 4 out of 7 of fruit in a shop are oranges, and the rest of them are pears. Find out the ratio of pears to oranges. So we already know that there are 4 oranges, and the rest of them are pears. So the total is 7, and 7 minus 4 equals 3. So that means the ratio of pears to oranges is 3 to 4. Next question, if there are 154 pieces of fruit in all, how many pieces of them are oranges? So we already know that there are 4, there are 3 oranges pairs, and in total that makes 7. And now the total is 154, which is 7 multiplied by 22. So because this is multiplied by 22, everything else has to multiply by 22. And because they're only asking for the oranges, we just need to multiply the oranges by 22, which gives us 66. Sorry, 88. So the answer is 88 oranges. Question 12, there are 3 consecutive integers. Suppose x is the smallest of the 3 integers. The sum of the 2 largest integers is 49, more than the smallest integer. So find the 3 integers. So we know the first integer is x, the second integer is x plus 1, and the last integer is x plus 2. So in order to find what x is, we can use what we already know, which is the second integer plus the third integer equals to 49 more than the first integer. And we can simplify this into 2x plus 3 equals to 49 plus x. And using this, we can find that x equals to 46. So now we know what x is, we can find the second and third integer. So the first one is 46, the second is 47, and the last is 48. Next, the diagram shows a solid triangular prism made of metal. The cross section is a right-angled triangle. The prism is melted into cubes. The side length 2.4 centimeters. Find the total number of cubes that can be made. So to find the total number of cubes, we have to first find the volume of prism. And to find the volume of the prism, we find the cross section, which is the right angle, multiplied by the side, which is this, and then we divide it by 2. So it will be 7.5 multiplied by 10 multiplied by 16.5 divided by 2. And that will give us 618.2.75 cm cubed. And next is to find the volume of the cube. And we already know that one of the sides is 2.4 cm. And because it's a cube, all the sides are the same. So 2.4 multiplied by 2.4 multiplied by 2.4 because of length multiplied by base multiplied by height. And that will give us 13.824 centimeters. So next we take the volume of the prism divided by the volume of the cube. And that will give us 44.759 . But because we cannot separate these cubes into decimals, we take the smallest whole number, or nearest smallest whole number, which is 44 cubes. Question 14. The cost of a pair of sneakers at a department store was X dollars. A $20 discount was given during the sale. John bought the sneakers during the sale. He used a 94 minus X dollar voucher and paid $50 for the sneakers. Solve your equation to find the original cost of the sneakers. So we know that the cost of the sneakers was X, and then there was a $20 discount, and then he also used a voucher that costed 94 minus X. And it also said he paid 50. So now that we have the equation, we just need to solve it. And from here, we can just simplify it and write it as 2x minus 114 equals to 50. So that means 2x equals to 164 because we moved the negative 114 to this side. And that means x equals to 82. So our final answer is $82. Next question. Two chefs named Ali and Abu are responsible for baking bread. Ali bakes a loaf every 20 minutes, while Abu bakes a loaf every 35 minutes. Both chefs start baking at 9 a.m. What's the next time both chefs will finish baking a loaf of bread at the same time? So what we're looking for here is basically the lowest common multiple. So to find out, we have to take Ali's time and Abu's time and using the ladder method or whatever method you prefer to find the lowest common multiple. And the lowest common multiple is 140. And 140 is the minutes taken for each of them to end at the same time. But we're looking for the exact timing after 9 a.m. So using this, we can change it to hours and minutes. And it's 2 hours and 20 minutes. So that means next time they will finish baking a loaf of bread at the same time will be 11:20 a.m. Next question. Belle picks a number at random from the first three multiples of 5. Then she picks another number at random from the first three prime numbers. She multiplies the two numbers to find a score. So right now we have to fill in the table. And this part is the multiples of 5. And we see that there's 5 and 15. So 1 multiplied by 5 equals to 5. 2 multiplied by 5 equals to 10. 3 multiplied by 5 equals to 15. Next is the first three prime numbers, which is 2, 3, and 5. So now we just multiply everything. And this is what the table should look like. Next question, find the probability that the score is even. So from the table here, we can see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sorry, the numbers at the sides here don't count. So you only check the ones in the center. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4 even numbers. And in total, sorry, 5 even numbers. And in total there are 9. So the probability that it's even is 5/9. Next page, there are 600 students in a school. The table shows the favorite color of each student. Find the value of x. So the number of students who like red is 120. The number of students who like green is 2x. The number of students who like blue is x. The number of students who like orange is 180. So we know that the total number of students is 600. So 600 should equal to 120 plus 2x plus x. Plus 180. And you can write that as 600 equals to 300 plus 3x. And from that we can find that 3x equals to 300 because we move the positive 300 to the left. And x equals to 100. So the value of x is 100. Next question, find the percentage of students whose favorite color is green. So we already know that x is 100. So the number of students who like green are 200. So now we're finding the percentage. So 200 students like green, and there are 600 students in total. We know that 600 is the 100%, and what we're looking for is the percentage who like green. So solving this, we can find that 3x equals to 100, because we can simplify this into 1/3. And from that, we can see that x equals to 33.33%. Sorry, not 33. 3, and so that it's a reciprocal because it keeps repeating. So our answer will be 33.3 reciprocal. Next, 60 students recorded their favorite drink. The results are shown in the pie chart below. Calculate the angle for the sector labeled lemonade. So we already know that one circle is 360 degrees. And we know all the other sides except for lemonade. So we just take 360 minus all the other angles, which is 66, minus 90, minus 120. And our answer will be 84 degrees. Next question, calculate the number of students who chose banana shake. So we already know that there is 90 degrees out of 360 degrees. And 360 is 100, which is all the students. And what we're trying to find is the 90 degrees. So how many percentage of students chose the drink. And you can simplify this into 1/4. So it's easier to calculate. And from that, we can find that the students who chose banana shake is 25%. Now we're finding the students, not the percentage. So we use the percentage 25 out of 100, which is all the students. And that is equal to the total 100 is equal to the percentage of the total number of students, which is 60. And we're trying to find how many students chose banana shake. So we can simplify this as 1/4. So this becomes 4x equals to 60. And simplifying that, x equals to 15. So that means there are 15 students who chose the banana shake. Question 19, use a straight edge and a compass to construct a bisector of angle ABC. Do not wrap your construction lines. So the angle we're trying to bisect here is B. So put your compass at B and use any random degree or like length and draw two lines. Make sure they are the same length and do not move your compass. After that, place your compass here and draw using the same length across there, and then put your compass here on the other side and draw the same thing. And wherever a center mark is, draw your bisector right across. Next question. AB is parallel to CD. Calculate the value of x. So we already know that we can see that this is a alternate angle. That means if 2x is there, 2x is also here. And we can see that this is a straight line. So that means 2x plus x plus 5x equals to 180, because the straight line is 180 degrees. So simplifying it, 8x equals to 180 degrees, and that means x equals to 22.5. So the answer is 22.5 degrees. Question 21, find the values of m and n. So 2m equals to 0.125. We can write that as 2m equals to 1/8. And that also can be written as 1/2 to the power of 3. And then we can write it as 2 to the power of -3, because it means the same thing. And from that we can see that m equals to -3. So m equals to -3. Next question. 4n multiplied by 2 to the power of n, 2 to the power of 2n equals to 512. So first of all, you can write that as 2, 4n plus 2n, because that's what the multiplication in index law means equals to 512. And this can also be written as 2 to the power of 6n equals to 2 to the power of 9. So 6n equals to 9, and n equals to 1 over 2. Next question, the diagram shows the triangle T and the line AB drawn on a grid. Reflect triangle T in its longest side. Label the new triangle as X. So the longest side of this triangle is this part. Sorry. This part. And so we reflect that line. And it should look like this. And you have to label it as X. Next question. The new triangle X is then reflected in the AB line. Label the new triangle as Y. So we reflect it over this line. So we draw it on this side. And the triangle should look something like this. Just label it Y. And that's all. So last page. Question 23a. Describe the single transformation which maps flag P onto flag Q. So flag P is here, flag Q is here. We can see that the size changes, the orientation stays the same, and everything else stays the same, except for the size. So that tells us that it's an enlargement. And for enlargement, there are three important things: the enlargement, the center, and the scale factor. So we're gonna start by finding the scale factor, center, sorry. And we do this by aligning both sides and draw a line through it. So we take a few lines like these. And from that we can see in the center is at 0, 0. And the next thing is to find the scale factor. So from here we can see that this part is 2 units, and this part is 4 units. And this part is 2 units, this part is 4 units. From that we can see that the scale factor is 2. And that means the transformation is enlargement at center 0, 0 with a scale factor of 2. Next question, flag P onto flag R. So flag P and flag R are here. Everything else stays the same except for the location. The orientation is same, the size is the same, So that means it is a translation. And for translation, what you have to write is the vector. And to find the vector, we can pick a random point, say here and here, because that's the same thing. And using that, we can see that it goes up by 1 unit, 2 unit, 3 unit, 4 unit, 5 units. And then it moves right by 3 units. So moves up by 5, moves right by 3. When you write a vector, the number that goes on top is the left or right, in this case, right by 3. And the number at the bottom is up or down, in this case, up by 5. So that is our vector, and that is all for paper 2.